Today's topic is a very interesting one, and it can be a little bit difficult. It's related with acentos. Why it can be difficult? Because in English you do not write down acentos. Even though every single word carries acento, you don't have to worry about writing down acentos. In Spanish, it's a different challenge because every single word carries acento like in English, but sometimes you have to write down the acento and sometimes you don't have to write down the acento. Why is that? Because we have rules for different categories. We will study in a set of 4 different videos, 4 different categories of words related to the acentos. In today's video, we will study the easiest one, and those are palabras monosyllabicas or monosyllables. That means words that only have one syllable. Next video, we will study the palabras agudas that carries the acento in the last syllable. The third video, we will study the palabras graves that carries acento in the second to last syllable. And the last video will be palabras esdrújulas that carries the acento in the third to last syllable. Now, it's very, very important to focus on 2 things here. The first one is identifying the syllable that carries the acento. Where is the stressed syllable? And the stressed syllable in Spanish is a long one, right? You can make that syllable long. The second important thing is to remember the rule or to learn the rule, depending on your situation, right? Depending the endings of the words and the position of the stressed syllables, some words will carry acento, other won't. But we will worry about that in the near future, not today. Today we are focusing in palabras monosyllables. The basic rule for monosyllables is that they do not carry acentos. So you may say, why then you are teaching this topic if they do not carry acento? Because some words carries acento because we need to differentiate one word from the other when they are spelling in the same way, but they have 2 different meanings. I will tell you an example. The palabra té en español. We have a problem here. We have 2 tés. How you differentiate which is which here, right? Well, in one I put acento, right? That I put acento there to differentiate this té from this té. This té with acento means that this is a beverage, right? This té without acento is a pronoun, right? And that happens in Spanish. When you have a monosyllable that is similar or is the same but has 2 different meanings, you have to differentiate it using an acento. There are many cases like this in Spanish, probably 7 or 8, where you have to differentiate it using the acento. So here, té, if you write down the acento, that means that this is a beverage. Té without the acento is a pronoun. For instance, if you say, te perdono, te quiero, te recuerdo, te extraño, te lo digo, right? All those tés do not carry acento because they are not beverage. We'll give you 2 more examples. If you write down tú with acento and tú without acento, right? So which is which, right? Well, tú with acento is the personal pronoun you, second personal singular. And tú without acento, that's the possessive for you. That's when you own something, right? So it's very different, you as a human being and your house. You and your are different in English. They are different in Spanish, but only because the personal pronoun tú carries acento and the possessive pronoun do not carry acento. I know this is complex, right? But that's the way to approach the language. I will give you another example. You have él and él. El with acento means that this is a personal pronoun, the third person singular, he. And el without acento is the masculine singular article, like if you says el gato, or el perro, or el coche, or el amigo, right? So when you have this problem in Spanish, when you have to differentiate two similar words, that in this case all those 6 words are monosyllables, but we have to differentiate them one from the other, the only way that we have in Spanish is writing down the acento. Now, the good news here is there is not many words that are monosyllable in Spanish. And if you find out some of those words, most likely they do not carry acento. There is like 7 or 8 words that carries acento in Espanol to differentiate it from other words, similar words, but with different meaning. So monosyllables, summarizing, monosyllables do not carry acento unless they call into confusion like the 3 examples that I gave you here. Té as a beverage require acento. Te as a pronoun do not require. Tu as a second person pronoun, personal pronoun, you require acento, but yours do not require acento. That's the possessive form, right, in Spanish. Él as a third person pronoun, personal pronoun, requires acento, and él as a singular masculine article do not require acento. And that's the way that you can start navigating this fascinating topic of acentos. Next video we will be focusing in palabras agudas, the ones that has the acento in the last syllable, and then we have to learn the rules, not only to identify where the acento is, but also learning the rule related with palabras agudas. I hope that you can practice this topic, you can find it interesting. I promise you it will help you to pronounce better and to write down better in Spanish. So long for now.